let's start from the beginning. You guys have been doing this for more than a decade now. How did it start, and how has it grown over this past, you said 12 years?
This will be year 12. We've been doing this for 11 years. It started out kind of as a silly bet to see if I could play all the Beatles songs. There's about 214 in one sitting, and I got through it alone and with some people kind of jumping in extemporaneously. And so then we rehearsed the songs and learned it as a band, and we've grown the show, learned the songs better, added all the vocal harmonies, added the strings, and
Here you are in year 12.
here we are.
So you said you did it virtually last year.
Yes.
How are you feeling getting back in front of an audience, a live audience
Oh
this
my!
year?
I couldn't be more excited. The venue's been very good about safety protocols, so I'm very confident that we're going to have a really fun and safe event. But there's just no comparing being in front of an audience. Playing, we're going to stream this show too. If you go to peppercornmarathon.com, there'll be a live stream of the show that you can access for free. But being in front of people is just the greatest thing. It was one of the biggest losses we had the last 18 months, so I can't tell you how excited I am.
This is a big production. I can see lots of you guys up here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, because this is not easy. One, you did it solo the first year, but
Yeah.
now it's really grown.
Yeah.
Talk about all these guys and what they do, or they're part of bands, you said, different bands, different musicians.
They're from different bands around town, but we kind of work as one unit together. Some of us play the entire show, some of us come in and out. We have various configurations of the band. There's 2 drummers, 1 bass player, a couple guitar players, but we try to replicate the music as authentically as possible. So we're, background vocals, string. We have a string trio that's coming up later. Keyboards, synths. The Beatles music, they stopped playing live later in their career, so to recreate the music that they made in the studio, you need a lot of different instruments. So we try to make the sound as full and lush as possible.
Who's your target audience for this? Who do you want to reach? Who comes to this show? What's it like? Can you set the scene for us?
That's one of the beauties of the show is like the Beatles music is for everyone, and we make it. Kids are free for this show. So early on, especially, there's a lot of kids here. It's their first concert for some of them, and that's really, really fun to see. And then you have people, getting up there in the 70s and 80s coming out who experience the Beatles firsthand, who come out and who have that direct connection to the music. It's for everyone. I mean, we I think all feel the Beatles music is for everyone, and we try to make the show accessible to everyone. It does get a little bit rowdy a bit later, so we tell people be careful with the kids as it gets later into the day, and the music starts to get a little more rambunctious as well. But it's for everyone.
You obviously have a really large passion for the Beatles. Where did that come from, and why do you think the music of the Beatles has stood the test of time throughout the generations?
There's every detail of the music is thought out and beautiful. Like the lyrics are so subtle and on point. The arrangements, the composition, the melodies, the harmonies, everything about it is just so perfectly placed. And when I was younger, I first heard these records, put on my headphones, and I just couldn't, it just felt like a secret I had, even though the Beatles are wildly popular. When you hear some of these songs, they feel extremely personal. And the songs have stuck with me through my whole life, and they've helped me out in my life. And, I'm just trying to pass along the torch to other people so they can experience what I did when I was younger.
Your favorite song?
No, there's too many good ones. I'm probably, this is the first time we've played with a real piano, so I think I'm very excited about songs like Martha, My Dear, and She's Leaving Home, where I'm going to be able to play on a real piano. So.
Very cool. This show got the attention, obviously. Paul McCartney showed me that video a few years ago, and this year you guys got a video from Ringo Starr.
Yeah.
What's that like? How did that happen?
People who've come to the show reached out to them and their teams and said, you should know about this, and apparently they heard about it and said, this is cool. I mean, nobody else is doing it. Columbus, Ohio is the only place you can see this show. I've scoured the internet to try and find someone who's done this, and it's the only show of its kind where you can hear every song recreated live by people who care about the music just as much as you. We're not dressing up, we're not doing Austin Powers voices. We are just like our audience. We just love this music, and we're trying to capture the essence of it as best we can.
You got the video from Ringo Starr this year.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what he said, what stood out to you.
It was very Ringo. It was just, you see it, and you see him talking and saying, he says my name, he says Joe Peppercorn, peace and love to you and all the musicians. And wow, out there doing the whole Beatles catalog. And it just, the second I heard him start talking, even before he said my name, I don't know. When you see Ringo Starr, you just smile really big, and I did. And it floors me that those guys know that we're doing this. I mean, I never in my wildest dreams would have thought, you know, starting this out as like a bar bet, that it would reach them, and they would not only hear about it, but acknowledge it and endorse it. And I mean, it's really special.
Let's talk about logistics. You can still get tickets. How long does the show go? Can you come and go, sort of thing? It's a long day, huh?
It's a long day. So we don't want to, you know, we're tormenting ourselves, but we don't want to torment our audience. So you can come and go. Starts at 11:30. Kids are free. There's still tickets available if you go to the Sgt. Peppercorn Facebook page. You can also pick up tickets today at Spoonful Records or Little Rock Bar, Elizabeth Records, Lost Weekend Records, and Music Royale and Mug and Brush. They're selling tickets. But yes, tickets available. Please come down. We'd love to see as many people here as possible. And it's for everyone. Kids are free. Yeah.